Alright, we're back. In this video we're going to do just a quick siding takeoff. Um, Again, for those of you that watched the last video, we got a couple of garages here for an apartment complex. So we'll go ahead and do them real quick, and let's see if we look here. We're going to have fiber cement siding with a 8-inch trim at the top. We've already got our soffit and fascia done there, so let's see, we're going to be 9.1 to there minus 8. So we're going to be 8.5, 8.5 minus the brick here, which we'll have to get off this page. And what's that going to be? 3 foot. So we're going to be 5'5" on the siding itself. There's a few different ways you could, or a couple different, excuse me, a couple different ways you can do the siding takeoff. Especially with something like this, I prefer to do it with the linear feature. You could make a case for doing it with the area and drawn out around all these, and you can certainly do it that way. The back is even more simple, just one big rectangle. The two sides here, it looks are going to be the same because we only have one elevation view of them, and on the floor plan they both look similar with 4 doors each there. So but there are a couple different ways we could do it. Again, I'm gonna do mine with the linear. That's why I need to know the height. So if I go here, and we'll take the fiber cement siding linear, we'll just drop that in. And again, we were 5'5". We're not gonna worry about the color with the fiber cement siding here, because it'll most likely get painted on site, I'm sure. In this case, so we are going to do it on the floor plan. Our height 5'5". So that's pretty much all we need there. I'll just change the color so it'll show up a little bit better here. And let's see, I'm going to be over 16, and we're going to go 137, 9.5. And same thing here. With the only difference being in the front, we'll have to take out the doors. Let's see, on the sides we're going to have, what, 9, we're going to have 9.1 because on the sides we didn't have any brick, so we're going to be 9.1, so what's that going to be, 8.5 I guess with the, so we'll just take this, duplicate it, and go 8.5. Just change the color here. And again, same thing, we'll just digitize this on the floor plan. Alright, so we got that. As I noticed here, we had, I think, 4-inch trim on the corners. And the reason you have 2 is one of these is designed for an inside corner, one for the outside. It obviously does not matter which one you put it on. Even though this one's for the inside corners, we could use it. It's going to be the same thing. You'll never know the difference. Or we could switch this one to 4-inch and do that. But I'll just go ahead and use the inside corner one. And so we're going to have 2 of those at each, or actually no, 1 at each front and back, because the side ones are actually going to be longer. If we look at it in there, see the side ones are going to be longer. So yeah, yeah, let's pick up these ones here on the front and back. Let's just pick those up. And then we'll also do the same thing on there, because these ones will actually be longer. So we'll need, again, you're not going to be able to see these actually in there, but they are. You can see the total accumulating there. Alright, so there we got those, and we actually had 5 1/4. And I'm sure it's going to be textured. Should have changed that before I duplicated it. Alright, so we got that. There's our nails, fasteners, there's the installation. And we need a 8-inch trim board all the way around. So I'm just going to drop that in there. And floor plan, deduct from area, no. And let's just whoops, wrong one. And that's going to be there, and change this to an 8-inch board. And what we'll do is we'll just, I guess we could have just dropped it in each one of the siding ones. It would pick it up for us automatically. We wouldn't have to draw it out. But so there's our 8-inch trim board going all the way around there with the installation there. And let's see, we're gonna have door openings on both our side and our front, and we're gonna have 3 by 6/8. So let's drop those in the side. Oops. I guess we could put those there. Yeah, let's drop those in there. So we're going to be 3 by 6/8. And we're going to have trim boards. We're going to have flashing at the top, no trim board there. Looks like we're going to be 4-inch trim boards with the cap over all the way around. And apparently our scale is different. Yeah, because I just scaled the top one, which is fine. It doesn't matter that these aren't drawing to scale. It's still putting them in there properly because we manually entered the dimensions. So it doesn't matter that those are not exactly the right size. We are actually calculating the material at the right size because we entered the correct dimensions there. It's just that our scale is off between these two. So instead of duplicating the page and doing it again, I'm just going to leave it off because it doesn't really matter. Here is a little bit of a trickier situation. We need to deduct the doorway out of there, but we can't tell it that we got trim boards because the trim boards would then only go down to there. So we're just going to do the openings with no trim, and then we'll draw out the trim on one of them, and they're all going to be the same, so we can just copy those over. So let's just copy that opening that we have and paste it in there. And what are we going to be here? 9 by 8 is what we're going to be. So it'll be 9 by 8 and no trim boards. Or I guess we could do that and turn this off just to pick up the flashing. That'll get the flashing for us, I guess. And then we could, no, we're not going to be 9 by 8 because we're not all the way down. Again, I forgot about that. We're going to be 5 foot tall. There we go. So there's that. And if we just take our trim here, and you'll see that we just picked up that, we didn't pick up any trim on there. So now if we paste, now we can actually draw out the trim here. And we need 4-inch. Whoops. And no floor plan. Sure, that'll work. So that should be 8. And that will be 9/8. And there. So there's our trim boards with the cap over. We'll pick them up that way. And now all we got to do is duplicate those down. Let's see if we can get a measurement. Perfect. It's like 12.3½ the whole way. And we're going to be 3, 6, 9 more times. So that's actually pretty easy there. 9. So that'll draw in our openings, deduct that from our siding, as well as pick up that flashing at the top for us. Wow, never seen that happen. But anyway, we got that. So we got our trim boards at the sides, we got our openings deducted. And yeah, so now we just need to, actually from our previous video, we're going to wait on these because we need the roof plan. I guess we could just take the area and draw out these shakes here, but we have no information about it on what type of material it is or anything, so we're going to have to wait on those. So if we shrink this down, there's our 2 pieces of siding. There is our 8-inch trim board at the top that we have, which is that piece there. And if we go to the estimating tab, that should wrap it up here. If we look at this, yep, even though we got 2 of the same ones since we did the linear, we'll have 2 different heights. That's why we have 2 different takeoffs, even though they're the same one. You can still get them to show up, on your reports and, your proposals if you have those within PlanSwift. You can still get them to show up the same. The man hours and days of labor, not too concerned about on this one because everything for this contractor will be unit priced. The trim boards will be by the linear foot, the soffit by the linear foot, the siding by the square. So not really concerned about what these numbers are showing us right now. Not a big deal. But that's basically it. We got everything taken off. Obviously here, real simple takeoff. Doesn't really get hardly any easier than this. So that will actually be it. Yeah, that'll be it for the siding takeoff. We got 2 other garages to do, and the other 2 actually have 5 and 7 doors, where this one had, what, 10? Yeah, 10. So we can just copy this one and shrink it down a little bit. We don't have to digitize everything again because the layout and the height and everything is all the same. We'll have to make sure we get our information here, get that done, get our soffit and our, looks like you have some shakes in there that need put on there, but that should be it. And yeah, that'll take care of the siding takeoff. So just come back, we'll do another video here next of one of the buildings here on this apartment complex, so be sure to come back for that.